One. Speaking of great projects, let's look at 2.7 example 4. So we know how to plug. I always come in really hot. I notice when I speak into this mic, and the videos is almost like breaking up. And I don't care. The only thing that's breaking up here is Kelsey and Swift. All right, here we go. That will age this video greatly in 10 years. All right, so before we took our functions and plugged them into each other, now we want to pull them apart. Now this is also something that you're going to see in this class and wonder why we're learning it, but I guarantee that comes up in calculus. It's when you do the chain rule, or as I call it, off the chain rule. But just remember, what we're doing here is similar to the chain rule. So if you take calculus, you've seen this before. So basically, I'm going to take this, and I want to break it down into two functions. Is there a function inside of another function? What do you guys think? There's actually multiple answers for a lot of these. I need my key. Would you say, could that be one function? And then that's another? Do you guys agree? So what's my inside function? X plus 3. Now my outside, pretend like I plugged in one thing for that x plus 3. I don't know why I crossed off like that. What's my outside function? X squared. So if I plug this in for x, would it equal this? Yeah. If I'm looking at my inside functions, x plus 3. So I'm changing that to my x. That's a function. Or that's my g of x, right? I'm saying g of x is this. And then my f of x is this. If I plug in that for x, do I get that? Yeah. Let's do more. Look at this one. What's my inside function? So I'm replacing the x minus 5 with a x. So my outside function is 1 over x. If I plug in x minus 5 into that, would it equal that?
Yeah, I suppose.
Do you guys want to know something? Do you guys want to know something? No, never mind. You're not ready for it yet. You're not ready. Let's see. Ooh, let's do this one. I'll go lefty. Never mind. My poor daughter, when she had her right hand broke, actually learned how to write lefty. Just to do it. They are called sinistral for a reason. All right. What's my inside function? I know I'm using two colors. It's just fun. What's my outside function? Oh, whoop. Some people say I'm a really positive person. That's a real big plus on my personality. Some people just want all the attention on the video. All right, what's my inside function? Ooh. It happens twice, doesn't it? Because if I change both these to x, would it work when I plugged it in? Yeah, so my inside's x minus 2. But then my outside would be x squared minus 4x plus 5. Not as bad as it looks, right?
Wait, why is it 4x? Oh, I see.
Because there's a 4. I'm just taking my leading coefficients. We should have hypnotized all of y'all to say, like, Pre-Calc is your favorite class. It's super easy. You will pass the AP test.
That's why I made it sound.
Poor Bridget. I mean, poor...
Wow. Unlisted.
Poor unlisted. There he goes. All right. Can I rewrite this as a composition of two different functions? All right. So what's my inside function? All right. So I'm going to call g of x is 3x squared plus 1, right? I'm going to use g. Could I call the f of x? It doesn't matter. I'm just going to make it my inside one, right? And then what's my outside function? Square root of x. So does f of g of x equal this thing? Yeah. That's one way to do it. Is there another way that we could have done this one? Yeah. Let's think about it a little bit differently. What if I made my inside function x squared? Could I do that? So if I make g of x x squared, then what's my outside function on this one? Square root of 3x plus 1, right? I could have actually made a composition of 3 functions. You know what I mean? Like I could have went inside, outside. Because now if I plug in x squared for x, does it equal this? Yeah. So just keep in mind, there's not always one way to break these down. So you might have a different answer than the person next to you. It doesn't matter if when you do your g of, or f of g of x, if they're the same. If you were in calc, you would have to realize that there's a function inside of a function inside of a function. Kind of. There would be, the chain rule would be used 3 times on it. Then the chain rule is used 4 times. There can be infinite, actually. Yeah. So like I said, this is actually something that will be used if you go onward to calculus. That's why this is in pre-calculus. And I'm not being facetious when I say the difficulty between pre-calc and calc is the same. Like if you can do pre-calc, you can do calc. If you can do calc, calc 2 might still wreck your life. Calc 2's not fun. But if you can do calc 1, you can do calc 3, and if you can do calc 3, you can do diffie q. And if you can do diffie q, you can do analytical. It really doesn't get any more difficult. You're fine. What? Facetious? Like kidding. Like I'm not being serious. I'm being facetious. I'm saying something in a joking manner. No, I've used that word my whole career, man. Who's had me for a class? I've said facetious a lot, man. That, and I say someone's being asinine a lot, and freshmen always are like, oh gee golly, mister, you can't say that. And I'm like, oh, I definitely can. It's not a swear.
Like when we were doing the
This video is super listed. People need to know this. Not this year.
You were just outside.
You have an agenda.
I was having flashbacks to when you guys were freshmen. All right, here we go. Oh, you weren't even here. All right, so. All right, let's get back to gym. Ooh, this is a more important problem than you think it is. Because how do you have to answer story problems? Can you just put down like five hot dogs? No, you gotta give a sentence. So Jim plants wheat on a farm in Kansas. The function w of a gives the amount of wheat in bushels. Then he expects to harvest. He plants wheat on a acres of land. When the wheat is harvested, Jim can calculate the amount of cash money in doll hairs they will earn from selling w bushels of wheat of the function m of w. So, what does W5 equals 275 mean in words? What does W of A give us? How much wheat? What's it? So this 275 is what? That's our bushels of wheat. The function gives us the wheat. The function equals how much wheat. What do I plug in for it? A is acres of land, so there's 5 acres. So what does that mean? If Jim plants 5 acres of wheat, he will get 275 bushels of wheat. Can't spell wheat without eat. What? No, it's just they give it to you. All right, guys, I need full focus here. We've lost it. This, I'm not being facetious when I say this right here is what throws off a lot of people on the test. They look at the functions, because right away a lot of people told me it's 5 bushels of wheat, right? We got to make sure we understand what these functions actually mean. So here it says m of 65. What are we plugging in to that function? What?
Bushels.
For every 65 bushels of wheat.
So that 65 is our wheat, and the 550 is our doll hairs, right? So what does that mean? If Jimmy sells 65 bushels of wheat, he will make I was just making sure, always check to make sure it's not in thousands or millions, right? Because a lot of times questions will be like in thousands, in tens. No, but you don't know if the bush, like, just make sure you're paying attention to what verbiage they use. Because when they're doing things like money, a lot of times it's in thousands or in millions. That matters. Because I would hate for you guys to do a problem right, but label it wrong and then not get credit, right? Because I'm also going to be straight, no cap with you guys. I'm going to get stricter on grading, labeling, and sentences from here on out. Because I want you guys to be prepared for the AP test. He will make $550. What would proper grammar tell you? Oh, it also. Oh, how do you know it's not? How do you know it's American currency? Well, I guess we use the dollar. Oh, it does. How do you know it's not loons? Those crazy Canadians. All right. Oh yeah, I'll use Jim Bob Cooter, the old offensive coordinator for the Lions. No, he was awful. All right. Now we got to really get into this one. We have an M of W of 4. So, what's this answer telling us? What's the last thing we're doing? We're converting it to? That's dollars. What do you plug in for W, though? Acres. So I'm given acres, I can end on dollars. Do I have to explain like how it got there? No, because I don't know. Like, I don't know 4 acres of wheat will give me X amount of bushels. I don't know anything about bushels. But can I say, if James plants 4 acres of wheat, he will make $2,100, right? We don't know. It doesn't. Wait. I don't know. But oh no, I lost my train of thought. Nah, it doesn't matter. All right, end the video.
Just now that you're off the